Hey everyone, and welcome to my second in the series of the Mountaintop Musings. In this one I want to talk to you about something that I actually feel a little uneasy or embarrassed about talking to people about, but I figured, what the heck, I'm going to share with you guys. And not only am I going to talk about that, but I'm going to talk about how that could potentially apply to your life and the lives of the people around you. So stay tuned and we'll get into it. So something I've been really into recently is the idea of meditation, and there's a lot of research out there describing all the different potential benefits of meditation to yourself, and most importantly in the context of emotional embuffination, which is what we're of course talking about here. Meditation can have all sorts of beneficial effects in terms of being able to control your emotions, regulate them better, calm yourself down in the midst of crisis. I can think of one particular journal article that indicated that mindfulness meditation in particular showed far better beneficial effects to people than just general stress reduction principles. So there's a lot of huge benefits to meditation, and there's a lot of different ways you can do it. It's something that I've been experimenting with a lot lately, and I've had some scenarios where I've done meditation and it's just been kind of a nice calming experience. I've also had some really bizarre experiences in this meditation realm, and that's one of the things that I want to share with you today is an experience I had recently. And there's a couple different ways before I get into this of looking at it. One is there's kind of a mystical frou-frou way of seeing it, but I think that even if you don't want to embrace that level of the analysis, there's still kind of generalized benefits that don't even require that you get into the mystical stuff. So bear with me if you're rolling your eyes right when I start talking about this. But to start, just to kind of set the stage of this, there's this idea that you see in all sorts of different places. Napoleon Hill talked about this in Think and Grow Rich. Hanel talked about this in the Master Key System. You see Joe Dispenza talking a lot about this. Wayne Dyer's touched on it. It's all over the place. There's this idea that there's this gigantic energy field, and there's actually some research supporting the idea as well, depending on how you want to interpret it. Dispenza's work has a lot of this, but there's this idea that there's this energy field everywhere and around us. And one concept is that when you're meditating, you're sort of tapping into that field and sort of getting beneficial effects from all sorts of different people, and from the universe itself, et cetera, et cetera. So this is one of the things that I've been playing with in terms of meditations recently, is I've been thinking about tapping into that field. And as I'm doing it, I've been spending generally an hour of meditation in the mornings. And as I'm doing it, I keep having this thought about, okay, here's all the things that I want, and I'm throwing them out into the universe, the things I want to accomplish, et cetera, et cetera. And recently, by that I mean 2 days ago, I was doing this meditation and I suddenly had this thought that, wow, I was sort of immersed in what I was perceiving as that field, and as I was going through, I suddenly had this sensation that there were other people there, which of course could have totally been my imagination. I don't know, but then specifically I felt like I honed in on a person, and it was sort of fuzzy at first, but then I felt like there was this woman that was in distress, and I had this sensation of lending her energy almost, which, as I say it, sounds absolutely ridiculous, but that was sort of the experience in the meditation, which pragmatically and mystically, whether you embrace that I was actually reaching out to someone in some sort of unified field, or whether you think this was just, me hallucinating something or making something out of nothing because I wanted to find something, whatever explanation you have for that, I think the effect is the same. Because for me, that experience was a reminder that as I'm starting off doing the meditation, a lot of it was oriented to, what can I get out of it? What is the benefit to me of sitting here meditating? What are these things the universe can bring me? And it was this reminder that I'm not the only one here, and that the world works a lot better if you hand energy to other people. And it doesn't have to be literally. I mean, if you're just going out and being kind to others, spreading goodwill, that kind of thing, and not just always thinking about yourself. And that was the reminder for me, which doesn't even require that you get into the mystical side of this, and just pragmatically speaking, your life is going to be better if you're treating people around you well, because then they start to reciprocate in various ways, and people around you are happier, and you start to soak up that energy, in addition to just the sheer fact that you're helping someone else out, especially if they're in distress or just need a helping hand or something. So my challenge to you in this video is maybe look around throughout your day and make it a point to find some place somewhere where you can feed energy into someone else. Either help them out or just go say something positive. It doesn't have to be anything major. I mean, just go out and express a compliment to someone, or if you see someone in distress, try to help them out in some simple way, or some magnanimous way, whatever it is, but just give them a hand, do something kind for someone, and remember that you're not the only one here. But when you remember that, ironically, you start to reap some benefits. That's all I got for today. If you haven't already done this, please check out all the resources on my website, which is www.embuffination.com. Also, if you have not done so, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is Emotional Embuffination. And I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks.